White.
And I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week.
Well, published news reports are online about possible help for farmers in the wake of the trade war with China. In response, the USDA issued a rare statement concerning one news report that contained details of a possible plan from the Trump administration, saying that report was, quote, inaccurate.
Accurate or not, the plan outlined in the Bloomberg story was very similar to last year's market facilitation program, better known as the MFP. Under the MFP, the USDA issued payments per bushel for each commodity, which saw depressed markets due to China's retaliatory tariffs. 5th District Congressman Ralph Abraham says he's written a letter to President Trump urging him to move forward with something to help farmers who are very likely facing a tough year ahead.
I've written a letter to President Trump, certainly telling him or asking him that we need certainly another MFP payment, expressing something that he already knows, that our farmers are facing some issues with these Chinese tariffs. So that's in the works. We've hopefully get a response back very quickly. The president even alluded to helping the farmers here recently in one of his speeches, so things are looking better.
The MFP did help some farmers. However, this past year, farmers like Richard Fontenot, who were not able to harvest thousands of acres of soybeans, were not able to get compensation for unharvested crops. Abraham says he is still working to get a congressional fix to help farmers like Fontenot recover.
What we're hoping is that we can go back with a new program, retroactive, hopefully back to that 2018. We'll see. What my bill is got to have happen is that the Democrats in Congress have got to allow it to come in committee. We need to amend it a little bit, but right now where the MFP talk is in the Senate version of the disaster relief bill. So I think we're going to see some legs get put on this thing.
Meanwhile, officials with the USDA say farmers should continue to operate and make planting decisions as though no market program would be available. As evidenced by the previous story, there appears to be a lot of attention on Louisiana agriculture, with major news outlets like CNN and Fox Business Channel interviewing Louisiana farmers about trade and market issues.
So it should come as no surprise that one of the top officials at the U.S. Department of Agriculture would come to visit the Bayou State. USDA Undersecretary for Farm Production and Conservation, Bill Northey, sat down with farmers and ranchers at the Point Capee Parish USDA office. It was there where Parish Farm Bureau President George LaCour spoke with Northey about concerns he and other farmers have about current crop insurance premiums. Northey served as the Secretary of Agriculture in Iowa for more than 10 years and moved up to D.C. in 2017. So he knows a thing or two about tough times farmers are facing. He says it's at sit-down meetings like this where he learns what his office needs to simplify coming out of the 2018 Farm Bill.
The needs in Louisiana are different from even one part of Louisiana to another, let alone are they different from Maine to Michigan and Louisiana. So it's important for us to be able to make sure that we stand that up, and we heard make this easy to understand, get the word out to producers. We do have producers that are challenged economically right now as well. So our programs are very important. They need to be able to work for producers, where there are cost share programs through conservation, or whether there are price support programs, or our farm loans, or our dairy program. They need to be able to work for producers that are going through real economic challenges right now.
Northey says he's going to take that information that he gathered at that meeting back to Washington to share with his staff. By the way, you may have also heard Northey on the Voice of Louisiana Agriculture podcast. Carrie Martin interviewed him in Washington, D.C. just one day before Avery conducted that interview in Point Capee Parish. Well, there are more than 717,000 public school students in Louisiana, and it's important that each and every one of them learn about agriculture.
And when a teacher does an exemplary job of incorporating agriculture into their curriculum, the Louisiana Farm Bureau Ag in the Classroom program recognizes that teacher as Teacher of the Year. This year's AITC Teacher of the Year is Michelle Levis from Green Tea Linden Elementary School in Youngsville.
Yeah, you can go see the squash.
It's time to harvest at Green Tea Linden Elementary School in Youngsville. These first graders know exactly what they're picking.
Carter, what did we grow? What is that? What kind of pepper is that?
Banana.
This garden is just one way Michelle Levis incorporates agriculture into her lessons.
The process of it growing, the process of taking care of it, the process of eating good foods and trying things. That's been one of my favorite things about the garden.
Now, this garden is not the first Levis grew at Green Tea Linden Elementary. This one is. It's called Dylan's Garden.
Dylan was a student of mine that I had for 2 years. I had him in both first grade and second grade. And he died, and so we built this garden it started out as a really small project. We had this pergola here, and we thought we would add things in. And before we knew it, the community got involved with us, and we built this beautiful garden that's around us.
From this one memorial garden, Dylan's Garden grew something well beyond Miss Levis's first grade class.
She's not only touching her 24 students, but she's touching 902 students, because we have expanded from Miss Levis's Ag in the Classroom to a school-wide initiative where every child is included in the garden with their buckets.
Principal Ginger Richard is talking about these plants. There's one outside of every classroom, and it's the students' responsibility to care for each and every one.
What a memorial to that young man, and to the legacy that it's left for this school, that now every student here is involved in watching something grow.
Ag in the Classroom coordinator Linda Danos says after seeing Levis with these children, she understands why they enjoy agriculture so much.
What a wonderful role model for these young children here.
Miss Levis is a phenomenal teacher. She's actually the teacher of my own personal child this school year. She is the teacher that everyone's knocking on my door begging, can we have Miss Levis as a teacher?
Being a first grade teacher has been the best because of the growth. They start not knowing anything, and by the end it's amazing to see what they can do.
And what these children do is get their hands dirty and try pretty much anything they grow.
The other day we were growing onions, and one of the kids said, Miss Levis, I want to try this. And I said, sure, go ahead. And they broke it off, and they literally ate green onions straight off the plant.
It's for growing these young minds that Levis is the 2019 Louisiana Farm Bureau Ag in the Classroom Teacher of the Year.
I couldn't figure out what in the world would make my little garden win something like that, because to me it feels like my little garden. But I've just completely blown away by this and very proud.
I find it really inspirational that this is our third teacher here in Lafayette Parish to be recognized as our Teacher of the Year. It shows excellent partnership, that cooperation between the Ag Center, the Master Gardeners, and Farm Bureau and Ag in the Classroom all working together. Something's working here to touch the lives of these students and bring a little bit of understanding of agriculture to those students. And I think it's very inspirational, and I hope other parishes will follow their lead.
For earning the Ag in the Classroom Teacher of the Year award, Levis receives an iPad and an all-expense-paid trip to the National Ag in the Classroom Conference, June 18th through the 21st in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Well, this week we begin a three-part series profiling the finalists for the 2019 Louisiana Farm Bureau Young Farmer and Rancher Achievement Award. The winner will be announced during the 97th Annual Louisiana Farm Bureau Convention held in New Orleans in just a few weeks.
Adam and Megan Colhern live and farm in Gillum, Louisiana. As TWILA's Carl Wiggers shows us, these first-generation farmers prioritize diversity in the field as they grow their family and their farm.
Spraying, checking, cooking, feeding, raking, baling, stacking, trucking. There's plenty on the farm to keep this pair busy, not to mention caring for their 9-month-old Caleb. Adam Colhern grew up helping his grandfather in the hay pastures, planting a seed in him that Adam turned into a summer job in high school and now into a growing business today.
We supply about 30,000 square bales annually to feed stores, training stables, wholesalers, and then we use the hay also to feed our own cattle.
It wasn't long until Adam added new income streams to diversify and grow his farm.
We spray about 25,000 acres annually. We truck cotton, we ship grain, and we pick a lot of cotton for the neighbors. So we stay pretty busy throughout the year.
It's kind of grown over the years. When I first started out, I just started out pulling a trailer in the hayfield while they were loading hay bales. But the more that I learned, the more jobs that I got.
One of those jobs is in town, away from the farm. The more important is taking care of Caleb, but sometimes the farm calls as well. That means Megan may find herself raking hay or loading the round bale processor. But her favorite farm job is working with their cattle.
As soon as we started growing our cattle herd, that's where I wanted to be, was out in the cattle pasture.
Well, Megan's essential. Without her, you know, the farm would come to a crawl.
I've just started recently using an app called Livestock, and that way I can keep a record on my phone. A lot of times when I'm at work, Adam will send me pictures of cows he's checked on earlier that day, or if we have a new baby that he tells me about, he'll send me a picture and send me some information. I'm able to plug that into the app on my phone, and that helps me keep track of things, whether I'm at the office or in the pasture. Just pull it right out of my pocket, and there it is in my hand, ready to go.
This app helps them to keep their cattle straight, but it's this machine that's made the biggest difference on the farm. This round belt processor has allowed them to increase production and efficiency without increasing their acres. This helps Adam and his team to make hay while the sun shines and process that hay into more marketable square bales when the season slows down or when the inevitable wet weather shows up. Megan says that all of these jobs on the farm can stretch them thin at times, but she believes it will be the same thing that brings their family together in the long run.
It's also going to unify us as a family, I think, because, you know, a lot of stuff has to be done together, and we have to communicate and work with one another, and that's really important in the growth of our family. And so I think that's going to be a really helpful setup for us as we continue to grow and expand.
The winner of the 2019 Louisiana Farm Bureau Young Farmers and Ranchers Achievement Award will receive a $35,000 cash prize provided by the Southern Farm Bureau Casualty Insurance Company, along with a host of other prizes.
Next week, we will meet Robert and Rachel Duncan. They are fourth-generation farmers from Boyce, Louisiana.
Still to come on TWILA, we've got plenty to make your mouth water. First, a brand new Field to Feast, fresh from the farmer's market.
Then we'll have the latest crawfish prices from around the state. Stay with us.
Welcome to Field to Feast, where we profile Louisiana's local ingredients. This morning we're in downtown Baton Rouge at the Ristic Farmers Market. We're going to meet up with Chef Celeste, and Chef and I are going to shop the market. Once we find all of our goodies, we're going to go in and make a surprise dish. So the bell has rung, the market's open, let's get shopping.
Field to Feast with Jennifer Finley is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board. Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat. And by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tell me what's going on here today. Where are we?
We are at the Ristic Farmers Market in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and this is an every Saturday event.
Beautiful.
And the farmers are out here with their wares, and I am so excited to just shop and see what we have.
I am excited too. I haven't ever just decided that my dish was going to contain only what I found at the market. So
Right.
that is our big goal for today.
Well, my thing is when you come to the market, keep your list at home. Come shop, see what the farmers have harvested for us, and then prepare something around that.
So which way? Left,
We're
right?
going to go left first, and then we'll double back.
Sounds
So,
great. Let's go.
I know we're going to have something with some strawberries in here.
I feel like I need a big, huge grocery cart.
Now, see, the fun of it is you get the bags and you just kind of line them up on your arms.
Okay, I got long arms.
See, same. So we're
Long
gonna be
arms.
fine. I mean, look at all of that. That is just some gorgeous stuff. 2 chives.
Long arms, 2 chives.
2 chives. And 1 rosemary. Yes,
morning.
please.
Yes, sir,
Thank
please.
you. So instead of going to the store getting a lot of dry herbs, why not come here, shop what you need. Next, we're gonna go right over here and hit our next. Because with me, I feel like I should be equal opportunity, so I just go everywhere. We're gonna do some oregano.
I found it.
Okay,
I know
let's
where it
grab one
is.
of those.
I saw it. Greek oregano.
Yes, that's what we need.
Well, what's the difference between Italian oregano and Greek oregano?
You be the judge. No.
How fun!
I know, education everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
I want that one. I think I'm gonna get this one because it has a little bit of both in there.
They are sweeter, the orange ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're sweeter.
And I need a fennel. This is my favorite. How much?
This is an Italian dandelion.
An Italian dandelion and parsley?
Yes.
You can smell it already.
3.
Okay. Thank you.
It's just so many smells.
All right, one last thing. Let me see. We need some micros.
Arugula, curly cress, dill, fenugreek, radish, and red clover. In a mix.
In a mix. So that's
Already
then
done.
I don't have to go down the line and just buy everything. So I'm gonna put this tray together now. When we go in, so a lot of our things the farmers have already prepared for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is gonna be a real treat that I don't usually share with the public. So
We're getting the secrets.
Can I get a pepper
You hear that?
jelly?
We're getting the inside secrets here on
Yes.
This chutney with the
Oh, you got chutney? I didn't see that. Drop that in the bag. Done.
All right.
I love pickles.
What else for you today, Chef?
That's going to be it for right now.
May I bag
you
that
want
for you?
that?
I'm
yes,
sorry.
you can bag that. Here, can I drop this one in there?
Certainly. Let's
Thank
put some
you.
handles on that stuff. Make it easier to
Yes.
get around the market with.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here they both are.
I'm doing, look at my long arms, William.
You got some excellent bracelets going on there.
I do.
Yeah, it's nothing better than a market bracelet.
Right.
That's right.
Here's asparagus.
How about a sample, young lady?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, sir.
This is going to taste just as good as that, but it needs to cook on.
That'll work. I like that tip because a lot of people will overcook their asparagus because they leave it all in too long. Thank you. Can I have my tabbouleh? Good morning.
Yum. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. That.
Okay.
Green onion.
I know, I have to get those. Even if I don't have anything I'm using with right now, I'm getting these.
The same
Right.
thing is like a fish hook.
It's like a kid in the candy store. You see all
I
this
feel
gorgeous
you.
stuff, and you have to buy
We
it.
are like spirit animals.
Yes.
Now, see, this looks so much better than what's in the store.
It's fresh. It's going to last a lot longer. It hasn't been trucked across America. 1/2 pound of salted butter. We have seafood over here. We're not doing seafood today.
We're not doing
That-
seafood
that's
today.
for another
We're going
day.
inside.
Yes, we're going
All
inside.
right. Coutrères.
Coutrères. Can I get a salami?
Salami?
I need a regular smoked sausage. And then what else do I want?
What else do I want?
Sausage,
Yeah, I want my regular sausage and my bacon bits.
bacon chips.
See, I call them
Bacon
the wrong.
chips?
Oh, wait.
Look at our food. This is awesome.
You
I
have
am
a
in
wealth of
heaven.
things. Yes, but this
I
is
am
what
in
happens
absolute heaven.
when you get to know your local farmers.
Now we have all of these beautiful ingredients that we have gathered from the market. Local, fresh, Louisiana ingredients. And Chef and I will be right back where we're going to cook up our surprise dish. Stay tuned. We're in the kitchen at the Ristic Farmers Market, and we have gathered all of these beautiful local Louisiana ingredients. And now it's time for Chef to make us her surprise. Chef, what do we have going on?
Well, right now we have some bacon chips going on. This is actually pork belly little bits.
Is it just me, or is absolutely everything better with bacon?
Everything is better with bacon.
We are making the bacon, it's rendering, and we are about to make a board.
We're about to make a board.
Okay.
Correct. So a lot of the things that we have are already prepared, but you still want to make something your own.
Mango habanero. So
Two
you've got
heaping spoons.
Sweet, spicy, and bacon.
Yes.
All
And if that
in
is
one-
not enough, we have my honey mustard going in there. This is going to be the dish when your guests come in and they taste this. It's like, oh my goodness. I'm going to take a little bit of my green onion bottom. It doesn't get any better than coming to the market, buying fresh local ingredients. Drop that in. Now the next thing we're going to do is render out our sausage. This salami is not like any salami you have ever had in your life.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Isn't that amazing? Now I want you to look at this pan. You see no fat in here.
None.
This meat is so lean and
You
delicious.
didn't put any butter or oil in the pan
Nothing, nothing. I mean, put your butter and your oil where it counts. Yeah, keep this as clean as possible.
either. I love all these tips.
So that is pretty much done. I'm gonna take one of my celery. You see how I just broke that off? Nothing fancy, I just broke it off. Now, where do I wanna go with this?
I mean, this is really, you're talking about 10, 15 minutes in the kitchen for wow statements.
Yes.
Wow flavor. Wow ingredients.
Remember what Mr. Buddy said.
Keep them separate, but you cook them together, but keep them separate. Does that make sense?
We separated the bottoms because they will cook faster. I'm gonna chop these up for my salad. And that gives you an extra crunch in there. Because I'll give you a tip. A lot of people, you may like to put nuts or something like that in your salad. I really don't do that. I have a child that has a nut allergy. So that taught me to be mindful if I'm cooking for a crowd, just to keep the allergens out of the food. So
Another great tip. Did you know this is what you were doing when we got here today?
I did not. I actually walked out to the market to see what they had, and for me, that's the beauty of shopping the market. Actually, on one of my menus, it just says, you know, market tray, market salad, and that really means whatever I come out here and find is what I'm going to prepare. Now we have the fennel. Now I am going to add a little butter.
It smells
I know,
like
doesn't that smell incredible?
candy.
Turn around real quick. Let me show you a little decoration
All
trick.
right. Look how beautiful that is. And nobody knows what to do with the bottom of the celery.
That's what you do with this. Food can take you anywhere you want to go emotionally. A career in food can take you anywhere you want around the world. I mean, what's not to love about food? It nourishes our bodies, and farm fresh, locally grown is the best. Now I'm going to chop this up. Greek oregano, Italian flat leaf parsley.
The yellow ones are the sweeter ones. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Look at that color in them. I'm going to
We have
build you
pickles
one.
and peppers too.
Oh yeah, they belong here. I'm so glad you keep me in line.
All right, this is my last try, I promise, before we... I'll stop. Oh.
See, when you do that, you don't need to say a word.
And here we have it, our fresh, local Louisiana ingredients from the Ristic Farmers Market. Chef, thank you so much.
Thank you. I had a blast.
Awesome.
Yes.
We will see you next time on Field to Feast. Let's eat.
All right.
Field to Feast with Jennifer Finley was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Memorial Day weekend is here, and if you're looking to celebrate this long weekend, crawfish might be the best way to do it. Whether you're out celebrating on the lake or at Bayou Country Superfest here in Baton Rouge, take a break and enjoy some boiled crawfish this weekend.
If you're in the Morgan City area this weekend, stop by Craws and Claws, where you can find live crawfish at $1.85 a pound and boiled crawfish for $2.74 per pound.
If you're planning to be here in Baton Rouge for Bayou Country Superfest and need to take a break from the heat, try cooling off at Sammy's Grill, where you can find live crawfish at $2.25 a pound and boiled crawfish for $3.99 a pound.
Heading north this weekend, make a pit stop in Natchitoches and enjoy the Crawdaddies at Natchitoches Crawfish, where they have crawfish at $1.75 a pound and boiled crawfish for $4 per pound. Be sure to check the crawfish prices in your area and shop around before you buy. Again, we want to thank our friends at the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, who remind you to ask before you eat.
It also helps if you know a crawfish farmer, so always buy from one of them first if you know them.
That is true. So Avery, I know that you're not really much of a rap or a country music fan, but by chance, have you heard the song Old Town Road by Nas X?
I looked it up because I read the script right before we came on the set.
Now that's not fair.
I know it's cheating, but it was weird seeing Billy Ray Cyrus without a mullet. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, what did you think of the song?
It's okay. It's not my style. It's not Slayer, but it's okay.
Well, the song has a host of lovers and haters on both sides of the fence. But the Peterson Farm brothers, in typical Peterson brother fashion, decided to do their own parody version of the song called Pasture Road, and we're bringing it to you for this week's TWILA Boost.
Burning in the valley leads to grilling on your porch now. Can't no effort tell me nothing.
To watch the entire video, head on over to our website at twilatv.org.
I might like the parody a little bit better.
Yeah,
Just
it's
me.
pretty cute.
That does it for this edition of TWILA. Be sure to join us next week when Carl will introduce us to a fourth-generation farmer who's getting creative to keep his farm viable.
Until then, subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch all of our stories online. You'll also find them at twilatv.org, and be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
For all of us here at TWILA, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.